There's big money to be made when your company's advertising mascot stands out from all the others, the way this one does. Somebody somewhere had a profitable brainstorm, and our Martha Teichner wanted to find out just who.
Right, but a talking gecko, why?
I'll tell you why. Because people trust advertising icons.
Have you ever wondered who thought up those Geico ads?
It was Thanksgiving night when I accidentally hit a deer.
Whoa, look out, look out!
Ever ask yourself where on earth you'd find the fractured minds who got the American public to connect this to car insurance? Wrong. Not New York. Further south, here's a hint. There's a big statue of Robert E. Lee right in the middle of town. It was the capital of the Confederacy.
People don't come to Richmond, Virginia for the restaurants. We've got some wonderful restaurants here, but nobody comes here for the restaurants. We have to give advertisers a reason to come to Richmond, Virginia. And if it's not the creative, we're nothing. We're nothing without creative thinking.
Mike Hughes is president of the Martin Agency. 380 people caught in the act of shrugging off the chip a former Martin head had on his shoulder.
He had been on a trip to New York and been offended by his treatment by some advertising people up there.
You mean, who are you? You're from Richmond?
Yeah. That you can't be much. You're from Richmond, Virginia. And he came back here, and he was determined that he was going to show them.
Look, here's the deal. When you talk about Geico.com, you want to communicate three things.
In the process, the Martin Agency transformed how car insurance is advertised, almost accidentally.
It's kind of a funny name, Geico, and people were having a hard time figuring out how to pronounce it.
Steve Bassett is in charge of the Geico account.
One of the art directors, I think, he said, you know, what if we create a character like, I don't know, something like a gecko or something?
This is my final plea. I am a gecko. Not to be confused with Geico.
In 1999, the Gecko made what was supposed to be his one and only television appearance. Except that people liked him, and he sold insurance.
You ask if they want a free Geico quote's like asking if they want free pie and chips.
Since then, he's evolved. Gone is his posh British accent. He's now a working-class Cockney.
Of course they want free pie and chips. It's pie with chips for free.
We purposely wanted to do more of a sort of everyman, so we shortened his torso here, gave him just the hint of shoulders that he could shrug, some eyelids here and things like that.
Women tend to like the Gecko, whose message is all about name recognition.
It's so easy, a caveman could do it.
Young men seem to prefer the caveman.
Seriously, we apologize. We had no idea you guys were still around.
Yeah, next time maybe do a little research.
The loony celebrity testimonials, all about service, were aimed at an older audience.
Geico service turned out to be the best birthday present I could ever want.
I was one lucky woman.
It's almost unheard of for an agency to run 3 different sets of ads simultaneously.
I think if you did just one campaign, one storyline, one sort of joke setup, it would get old pretty quickly.
We had an accident and they sent out an actual lizard to handle the claim, for God's sake.
But the ads have taken on a life of their own in pop culture.
The president did shrewdly hire an actual celebrity translator, though, to help him get his message across.
Whoa, look out, look out!
That means an exponential increase in the effectiveness of Geico's advertising spending, given how easy it's become to avoid commercials.
They're the fastest growing car insurance, and now I don't think it's revealing too much to say they spend in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Because it pays off.
Because it pays like crazy.
There's a number of agencies like Martin around the country in different cities like Austin, Texas, and Richmond, and Minneapolis, and Portland, and Miami, and that's their sort of their stock and trade is to do the unusual, the different, the unexpected.
Stuart Elliott covers the advertising industry for the New York Times.
Their goal is to woo those big national advertisers away from their traditional big Madison Avenue type ad agencies.
You may recognize some of the Martin Agency's other commercials.
I'm a writer for CSI.
My personal favorite is one for CSI.
We do meticulous research. Sometimes it might mean taking the work home with you.
And then there's UPS, all those "What can Brown do for you" commercials. Have you seen the guy drawing?
Well, that guy would work for UPS.
His name is Andy Azula. Now listen to this.
I actually work on the UPS account, and I'm the creative director on the account.
What you see on TV is essentially the pitch Andy made to the client. Who ever heard of the ad man winding up in the commercial? It's that kind of unconventional take on things that last month helped convince Walmart, the nation's largest retailer, to choose Martin, yes, over a big Madison Avenue agency. This was the reaction in Richmond.
You know, when you find you've won something like Walmart, this huge, huge Goliath, there is a 15-minute period where you say, now what?
Oh, they'll come up with something.
Mashed potatoes!